Alexander Film Company, the world's largest theater and TV film ad studio in the 1950s. This is the Alexander Complex at 3200 North Nevada Avenue, Colorado Springs, Colorado. J. Don and D.M. Alexander started experimenting with motion picture film in Keokuk, Iowa in the early 1900s. Later, they moved to Spokane, Washington, and in 1923 moved to Englewood, Colorado, where they produced short-length motion picture commercials and started manufacturing airplanes. In 1928, they moved the company to Colorado Springs, Colorado. The following photographs are of the company's operation and its members during the years 1923 through 1988. J. Don Alexander. D.M. Alexander. Junior Alexander. J. Don Alexander, a cardboard cutout to welcome visitors. Administration Building, Englewood, Colorado. Art Department, Englewood, Colorado. Aircraft Building, Colorado Springs in the 1930s. Administration Building, Colorado Springs in the 1930s. Eagle Rock Airplane. Employees and Eagle Rock. Working on wingspan. Eagle Rock in different stages of assembly. Alexander Aircraft and Pilot. Eagle Rock, 1976, Texas-owned, still flying. Eagle Rock, 160 HP, Comet Engine Corporation, Madison, Wisconsin. Eagle Rock. Eagle Rock, 1927, 85 horsepower. Eagle Rock. Eagle Rock Productions, number 107 to 110. Flyabout D2, 37 horsepower, designed by Proctor Nichols. Eagle Rock. Early Bullet. First Eagle Rock entirely manufactured in Colorado Springs. Eagle Rock. Early Assembly Building. Eagle Rock. Eagle Rock Long Wing, one of the first 50. Eagle Rock, Austin Bluffs in the background. Eagle Rock 100 horsepower, 1929 or later. Glider. Glider number 506V. Bullet, later model X309V. Spar assembly. Final assembly. Press brake and assembly. Eagle Rock, R.J. Lewis, Brooklyn, New York owner. Hispano Souza motor, 150 horsepower, $3,500 flyabout. Eagle Rock, YR Airways, C8295. Eagle Rock, number 6509. Eagle Rock, 1929, model A2 restored, NC 6601. Newspaper ad, September 1975. Eagle Rock, Comet 150 horsepower, 1927 Lindbergh. Newspaper ad, July 1980. Bullet, 1929, retractable landing gear. Newspaper ad, July 1980. Eagle Rock, Jimmy Donahue, Barnstormer, 1929. Eagle Rock, one of the first 20, Niles number 6. Eagle Rock, Edith Foltz, test pilot, December 1929. Eagle Rock propeller in cave, Moab, Utah, OX5, 1980s. Alexander Film Company Complex, aerial view. Stage, Administration Building, Art Department. Alexander Complex, aerial view, looking north. Lab and film processing. Stage, live action, now KKTV. Service, film distribution. Print shop. Service department. Service department. Bud Langhart. Maine Bagby. Lauren Cooper. Earl Austin and Buzz Oaks. Billing department. Alexander's attorney. Administration building offices. Payroll department. Archie Scott, Cliff Claus. Earl Austin. Leland Feitz. Harold Mulnix. Administration building and offices. Administration building and offices. Administration building office. Lab. Film processing, Harvey Fredericks, Bill Ebling. Jim Anderson, Bill Ebling, Tom McInerney. Sound department, recording. Stage set, Ray Ebling, Al Lance. Stage, receptionist. Bob Price. Administration building, Alexander Film, Alexide Engineering. Service department, Middle Bay, 1950s. Joan Rankin, Bessie Zook, Mary Jenks, Evelyn Matt, Bud Langhart, Larry Norris, John Bennett, Quint Gladden. Service department, West Bay, makeup, dissecting, shipping. Lab, East Bay, Lil Sisk, Adolph Meyer, Kay Barney, Wilbur Myers, Vicki Salzman. Service department, West Bay, dissecting. Service department, shipping, Art French, Tom Hibbard. Lab, screening theater. Lab, Bill Ebling, Jim Bates. Lab, optical printer, Olin Ringler, 1950s. Lab, Jerry Bonebrake. Lab, personnel, 1960s. Lab, August 1964. Norval Rosette, Ken Oliver, Charlie O'Dowd, Miriam Johnson, Darrell Worley, Horace Dyer, Tom Baggett, Frank Rose, Olin Ringler, Tom Kirk, Marguerite Koneski, Annabelle Shoecraft, Marion Engersall, Vicki Salzman, Bill Ebling, Norman Strickland, Dick Willis, Dick Sabota, and Lois Witt. Sound department, Tom Harrington. Lab, chemist. Lab, Dick Willis. Corvair Auto Production, Bob Johnson, Bud Langhart, Tom Kirk, Mike Michaels, Vic King, Don Schubarth, Mel Healy, Bill Verkamp, Jim Bates, Olin Ringler, Bill Ebling, Arnie Blair, Dick Willis, Dick Crother, Wilbur Shantz, Arlo Kelly, Hartwell Morin, T. Tallis, Bob Woodburn, Ken Phillips, Marion Ingersoll, Bob Price, Don Enlow, and Harold Mulnix. Don McDougall at the piano. The band, Buzz Oaks, Mike Mickelson, Tom Harrington, Don Schubarth, Don McDougall, and Ronnie Wilson. Bill Ebling and Pat Helm. Sound console. Leo Freed, 49 Plymouth, front of art department in the 1950s. Leo Freed, administration building, 1950s. Leo Freed, Oxbury animation camera, 1960s. Leo Freed, supervisor, service department, 1965 to 1969. Art department, Carl Sturtevant, manager, Herb Hale, Hollis Lynch, Basil Fry, Francis Cowan, 1960s. Leo Freed, Oxbury camera. Dick Williams, animator, and Leo Freed, cameraman. Leo Freed, number 7 camera stand, Bell & Howell camera, 1960s. Dick Williams, animator, 1960s. Hartwell Morin, real action, 1960s. Gene Essick, Oxbury, 1960s. Hartwell Morin, Leo Freed, real action, 1960s. Title Boardroom, Mary Grace Archibald, Cap Autry, and Leo Freed. Art Department, George Jeffrey and Carl Sturtevant. Arnie Blair, Leo Freed, and model from Colorado College. Leo Freed, hand with shoe and box. Inking cartoon cells. Bob Olds, account executive, number 7 camera. Art department members, Dick Williams, Carl Sturtevant, Ira Hoagland, Don McDougall, Harlow Kelly, Leo Freed, T. Tullis, and Bob McDowell. Carl Sturtevant and Dick Williams. Administration building, tabulation department. Reception room, stage, Jack Dandria. Stage, Charlie Shaw, Vic King, Mike Michaels, J. Don Alexander, Jack Dandria, and Ken Phillips. Stage equipment truck, Mel Healy. Stage, Jack Dandria, Charlie Shaw, 1950s. Stage production, Salad Wafers. Stage, 4 different sets, George Jeffrey in chair. Sound department, recording. Stage, Philco set, Julian Pollock, Vic King, Ed Dietrich. Bob Larson at camera with model and hairdresser. Service department, Jim Reynolds. Moab, Utah, Chevrolet production. Camera mounted on front fender of car. Stage, man and woman dancing. Stage, camera on dolly, Dave Wilcox. Jeep in mud, back lot. Camera crew at Broadmoor, Mel Healy at the camera. Jeep pickup with a load in mountains. Scuba gear, Mel Healy, Bill Verkamp. Stage set. Ken Phillips, Larry Norris. Camera truck, Charlie Redford, Jim Bates. Camera truck, Jim Bates, Dave Wilcox. Tractor trailer cab, Bob Woodburn. Ken Carmack, Charlie Shaw. Man dancing, stage production. Bill Verkamp, Dave Wilcox with stage model. Bob Larson and crew. Sound department, Horace Dyer. Nesbitt Cola commercial. Stage shot, Charlie Redford, Jim Bates. Lee Bach and 3 models. Mike Mickelson, Dave Wilcox on camera truck. Stage crew on golf course, Bob Larson with club. Dodge car on test track. Stage crew, Rambler convertible at lake. Stage, Wheel of Dodge production. 2 models, car commercial. Crew on camera truck. Stage set. Plymouth Land Title Carnival. Keith Monroe and camera crew. Camera lights and Dodge cars. Old style beer set. Dodge car with hood open. Stage set. Race cars, Skyline Drive, Canyon City, Colorado. Bob Olds with camera. Jeep panel on stage. Dick Willis, Don Schubarth, and writers. Night shot, models walking to car. Models looking at ring. Stage set. Chevrolet production. Bob Larson, Charlie Redford, Mel Healy. 7-Up, Ralph Papin and Glider and Boom Truck. Close-ups of men's and ladies' watches by Elgin. Buster Keaton, Shamrock. Bob Olds and stage crew. Falcon car spot. Jeep station wagon. Shamrock, hot rod at pumps. Model with old ice box and iron stove, stage set. Jeep station wagon. Camera crew with cars in sun stage. Stage set, Bob Larson, Charlie Redford. Hair spot, Bob Larson, Bill Verkamp. Ivan Daisy shooting motor in truck. Marlboro packs. 11 zone managers, 1950s. Ivan Daisy, Bill Verkamp. Camera crew. Camera crew. Marlboro commercial. Fashion spot. Chef in kitchen on stage. Western actors at Buckskin Joe's, Royal Gorge. Corvette on Skyline Drive, Canyon City. Camera crew on golf course. Model in raincoat, watch commercial. Alexander office in this building, Park Avenue, New York City. 5 top salesmen, Walt Feist, Claude Alexander, C.C. Alexander. April Showers plaque, list of salesmen. Paul Granato, Rita Summers, 1973. George Fagan, Ken Oliver, Frank Rose, Esther Kane, Mary White, Christmas 1973. Leo Freed, Oxbury Camera, 1973. Leo Freed, Hollywood high-speed projector. Jack Dandria, artist, 1973. Olin Ringler, optical printer, 1973. George Fagan, 16mm vedette. Bill Kahn, Les Borst, Ken Oliver, Paul Granato. Norval Rosette, Rick Ringler, film process. Charles O'Dowd, Rick Wade, Lee Major, Ann Samons, Miriam Johnson, Paul Granato. Frank Rose, film editor. Leo Freed, Oxbury Camera, 1977. H. Dinkelacker, Ted Estes. Jim Curtis, Bill Schockneck, Edie Hall, Darrell Worley, Charles O'Dowd. Rick Wade, Edie Hall, Jim Taylor. George Fagan, Rick Wade, Leo Freed, Oxbury Camera, 1977. George Fagan, Hartwell Morin. Lab, Southside, 3200 North Nevada, 1981. Galen Botten, General Manager, 1981. Paul Granato, Manager, 1981. Ted Estes, Accountant. Esther Kane, Miriam Johnson, Mary Marshall. Olin Ringler, Optical Printer, 1981. Camilo Veroni, Negative Process, 1981. Miriam Johnson, Editing, 1981. Frank Rose, Charlie O'Dowd, 20 Years, 1980. Don Hawks, Silver Recovery, Back Lot, 1984. Don Hawks, Silver Mining, 1984. Arnie Blair, Editing, 1985. New building construction at 967 Elkton Drive, 1986. New building front, Elkton Drive, 1986. New building rear, Elkton Drive, 1986. Don Hawks, owner, video, 1986. Anita Hawks, 1986. Cindy Williams, 1986. Leo Freed, Oxbury Camera, 1986. Lee Major, 35 Vedette, 1986. Rick Wade, Print Room, 1986. Horace Dyer, Sound. Dick Crowther, Film Cleaning Machines. Charles O'Dowd, Film Processing. Alexander Logo Sticker for Car Window, 1950s. Rabbit Art Cutout Shot, 1960s. Watercolor Garden of the Gods. Lucky Strike Cigarettes, 1960s. Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Air Force Academy Parade Grounds. Air Force Academy Chapel. Air Force Academy Dining Hall. Book advertisement by John D. Vries. Leo Freed, Director of Photography. Colorado Tech College, Special Effect Brochure, August 1987. Christmas art backgrounds from the 1950s. Heads made from ping pong balls. Artist Gene Davies, 1960s. Cell animation, bears jumping into water, 1953. Cell animation, hexagon turns into diamond, 1973. Cell animation, squirrel stores nuts, 1954. Cell animation, man rolls out welcome mat, 1964. Cell animation, elf and jewel box, 1954. Abstract art background for the super of lettering, 1950s and 60s. Abstract, Jack Dandria artist, 1970s. Hand lettering and press type, Washington Press, 1950s and 60s. Art Backgrounds Bank. Art Backgrounds Auto and Road Scenes. Oxbury Camera Effects. Cartoon animation from the 1950s. Produced by Alexander Film and Video. Film editor and music, Horace Dyer. Timing, Gary Hawks. Film printing, Gary Hawks. Film process, Charles O'Dowd. Video editor, Gary Freed. Photographs by Jim Bates and Ben Benschneider from the Leo W. Freed collection. Director of Photography, Leo W. Freed, 1951 to 1988, Oxbury Animation Camera. This is Hal Kennedy. Leo W. Freed, after 37 years at Alexander Film Company and shooting 200,000 commercials, the film is scratched and out of focus. The sprocket holes are torn. This then is the last frame.